Hey guys, we're back here working on the 2019 6.7 Powerstroke once again. This time actually it's not courtesy of Ford Motor Company, it's courtesy of Pusher Intakes. If you guys want to skip the review and just get to the meat of it, they are a piece of shit and you should never buy one. See all that coolant way over there on the frame rail? Oh yeah, all of that is courtesy of Pusher Intakes. I want to make sure that they get all of the credit because their 6.7 Powerstroke coolant reroute kit is the biggest piece of trash on the market. We're going to get this drained. I'll get underneath the hood here in a minute, show you that. There's also going to be a 20,000 mile updated review on their intakes explaining exactly why you should not buy one of those too. So I'll see you when I get topside. All right guys, topside. Got the Pusher intake pulled off of here. And now we're down to their coolant reroute system, which they told as being, oh, cat's meow. Anyway, number one, in my last video, I'm not gonna go back through this in depth, but in my last video, I told you guys about this one right here, where you can clearly see the hose rubs on the back of the reroute hose. I emailed Pusher about this issue, and believe it or not, got no response. So yeah, they were jackasses when I ordered the parts, $2,000 worth of stuff, and they were pricks then. They didn't even respond about this right here, but this is not my issue. Thankfully, my Edge CTS saved my truck today once again, because I'm going down the road and I get the alarm for the engine coolant temp. So I look over, it's spiking. So I get underneath the truck and I start looking, and sure enough, I have coolant everywhere leaking from this Chinesium piece of shit valve that they send, or this connector that they send from Pusher. This thing was a piece of crap. It is cheap, light crap. The insert that was inside it did not even fit. It would not even seal up on the truck when we got it new. I took that piece out, replaced it with a factory Ford insert. It snapped on, it was fine. I guess about 20,000 miles is all you can expect to get out of that. And it started leaking. So now I'm having to drain the coolant off down there. I'm gonna have to pull this, see if I can, the camera's not wanting to focus back in there. See if I can find another one of these connectors in stock somewhere so I can get ready for a road trip. This whole thing is like $150 from Pusher. You're basically paying $150 for 2 feet of hose and a piece of shit connector and 0 customer support. So anyway, while I was in here, this gave me a chance to examine all of the Pusher parts, and I will tell you I would never buy another product from Pusher again. This hose right here, or this tube right here, that charge pipe has been a constant fight to keep it from rubbing this reservoir. No matter how hard you tighten it, no matter how you adjust it, it's a 20,000 mile battle of rubbing against that reservoir, no matter what you do. The intake box, that's a whole nother story. Let me walk back inside here and I'll show you the intake box. Okay guys, so I'm back in here. We're looking at the intake box. This super duper shitty weather stripping that Pusher sends with you. And this actually looks good, guys. I've already put this back on. When we put this on the truck, we were meticulous to get this stuff lined up exactly how his video showed, get it on there perfect, get a good cut. And then when we went to put it on the truck, we were meticulous about getting it set down on the truck right, sealed up right. And when I took this airbox off, this piece right here was completely loose back to here and hanging out around the airbox. This piece down here was actually inside the airbox. It did not hold. I mean, you can tell there's where the sticky used to be. Sorry, I got the phone over here. That's where the sticky used to be. This is where the sticky used to be. This is simply from the vibration of the 6.7 Powerstroke and going down the road, jarring this back and forth is the only thing I can think of. that cause all of this weather stripping to just squirt out the sides. I mean, for $2,000, come on, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And no support after the sale. Zero support after the sale. They were dicks when you go to give them your money, and then zero support after the sale. Anyway, enough on that. I'm gonna go back out here, close the drain on the radiator, see if I can pull this crappy pusher pipe off, see what it's gonna take to fix it. And just another side note, while we're here talking about the intake and the 20,000 mile review on it, this is the video of watching Jacob at Pusher. He installs this kit on a truck identical to this one, just takes these and gently pushes them over out of the way. Bullshit. To get it to keep from hitting there, or there, you have to bend this motherfucker around like a contortionist several different ways to get it pushed over here. It is nothing like what is in the video, and now I've got to investigate this because now my old dipstick is loose because it has nothing to stabilize it and just sits there and shakes like Michael J. Fox. So we're gonna have to figure out what's going on here. Thankfully, the training's still good, so great. That's another problem that I've got to investigate, courtesy of Pusher Intakes. Okay guys, finally figured out what's going on with my oil fill tube. The engine vibration has caused it to break free of the weld that holds it to the bolt down bracket right there, because of the way it has to be bent to avoid the intake. So that's another issue for another day. I'm seriously contemplating putting the factory intake back on here because you don't really get any gains on this. You get a pretty little turbo whistle and a whole bunch of broken parts. And that's all courtesy of Pusher Intakes. I want to make sure that they get all of the credit for all of the failures in their system and zero support. All right, I'm back again looking at this oil tube, and it's worse than I thought. This is not, it did not break loose from the weld. It literally snapped my dipstick tube in half from the vibration of the truck just having to reroute these two lines to get around their shitty intake system. Anyway, I just wanted you guys to know, keep an eye on that. That's not just the weld broke loose. That's not just something I can get in there and fix. My oil tube is actually snapped open. No telling how much dirt and debris has got down in my fucking motor thanks to Pusher Intakes. All right, guys, I'm back. Got the coolant drained off, radiator shut up. Got the coolant reroute hose off, and I accused Pusher of putting Chinese fucking shit parts on the end of this, the leak. And I know everybody's gonna say, "Oh, do you know it's made in China? Do you know it's made in China? What? How you do?" Oh, there you go. That is the part that comes from Pusher right there. That right there. Cheap Chinese bullshit. Now, I have it back in here inside the garage. This is next to the Ford coolant line that came off of there, which I'm probably going to end up reinstalling, to be honest with you, because I'm actually probably going to put the whole intake back on. But you can tell, and far be it from me, I hate Ford Motor Company, and I hate their parts department, and I hate their Motorcraft part. But this is OEM versus this shit from China. China. Say it like Trump. There you go. $150 for this? This is something that you can bulk pack out of China for 10 cents a piece, which is why that little douche is making money like he is. My God, this right here is a good quality piece, and it's a fitting that's like that on, you know, both ends. You can tell it's a good, solid piece. Maybe made in China too, but I hate to tell you, kind of like the DCR, there are some good factories in China. However, the one that cranks out this piece of crap is not one of them. My God, stop giving these people your hard-earned money. Catch you on the flip side when I figure out how to get this piece of shit back together. All right, guys, we're back here on day 2 trying to fix pusher intakes, colossal fuck-ups. Anyway, I showed you yesterday their $150 kit. Gives you a line, doesn't fit correctly. Also, the piece of shit Chinese connector that goes in the back of this, 150 bucks. Gates, 28475. This is what I'm going to be using to splice this in. Now this one is too short. This one's a little shorter than what the pusher is, but if you wanted to do the entire pusher intake hose, you get the longer version of this Gates hose for 10 bucks on Amazon. $10. They charge you $150 for this shit, or you can buy $10 hose and some hose clamps for $1, or if you want to do it with the quick connect, you can find a quality one for $5 to 10 bucks. Save yourself about $140. And the cool thing about Gates is, look at this right here, made in the USA. Right there, stamped right on the fucking hose. Unlike the Chinese shit that you get from Pusher. All right, I'm gonna get this spliced in. We'll be back later. All right, guys, got the truck back together. Wound up taking that Gates, going straight up on the heater core, hose clamping it there, splicing it into this piece of shit pusher system that they have. And quick fix on the dipstick, it's zip tied up, sealed off where the crack's at. I'm going to have to replace that. But I'm going to rip this entire pusher system out of here, go back to factory, which is much better in my opinion as far as design. I never thought I would say that. And if I wind up keeping the truck, put a Maryland kit on it or somebody else that makes it. But the pusher, this system is coming out of here. It's there's not a video showing an old dipstick tube replacement on these trucks, so when I get the new one, get this pusher shit ripped out of here and go to put in the new dipstick, I'll make sure to make a video showing how to get to that and how to get it out. Anyway, that's it for this video. Review summed up. Pusher is a piece of shit. Save your money, never buy one. Later. And as always, the comments are turned off because I don't give a shit what you think.